Here's how to go from being a tremendous wrestler to, the leader of the pack. Mostly you want to be, let's say you're a state level competitor, you're having tight matches with the top, 5 or 6 or 10 kids in the state, or on the national level, same type of thing, right? You're competing with those guys. So what's going to separate you and create level jumps is not just doing more of the same. It's going to be more individualized. You're going to have to get 10% stronger. Maybe instead of getting an escape, let's say you escape 80% of the time, you want to be able to escape from your opponents. We're trying to get 100, but that's probably not going to happen. Sometimes we get ridden. You say, well, I need to get away 95% of the time. Or you say, I get away over 90% of the time, but I don't get away very often within the first minute or first 45 seconds. So now you say, well, I went from 80% to 95% escape percentage on bottom, and I get away within the first 45 seconds of that period, 70% of the time. Well, your wrestling's taking jumps now, right? Maybe if you're someone who's you're tight, you don't move well, you don't scramble well because you're tight. You have to spend extra time stretching. That's not going to matter for the guys who are not even competing with the top 50 guys or girls in the state. But as you get higher up, you start to climb that mountain, and the ladder of success, you could say, it's more of the micro things. It's not really all macro training, and the micro things you have to do, right? What happens is, from a coaching standpoint, the coaches like myself or the college coaches, sometimes we get frustrated because we're like, dude, your kid went from not being able to qualify for state to being top 3 in the state, within a year, and he's or she has been there for the past 2 or 3 years. They're top 10 in all the national tournaments every year. And the parents like, how come you aren't making my son the national champ? I'm like, because so many of the things that athlete needs to do are individual. I can't come to your house and stretch them out. I can't do that, right? It's impossible. I can't come and make you lift those weights in the basement. I can't come to your high school weight room and make sure that you are lifting weights the way that, our state champs and national champs and All-Americans are lifting, right? I can't do that. How about your diet? How about, maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe you don't sleep at night before matches. Maybe you're tired the next day. Maybe you stress out about your weight all the time. These are issues we all have dealt with, right? I can't climb into your head and create new thoughts for yourself. Maybe you have a very negative parents or friends. Maybe your coaches are extremely negative. Maybe you have negative thoughts and you're down in the dumps, right? And you go into panic attack mode quickly. I can't fix those things. So your coach really can only get you to, let's say, top 5% in the state or nation. Well, your coach can't get you there. Your coach can help you. But once you're the top 5% in the state or the nation, whichever level you're currently at, it becomes more about you, right? It becomes more about you. You know how to hit an elbow pass, and when your opponent circles out, you hit a single leg. You already know that, but you have to master it, right? We drill that in our practice, but you need to spend 6 hours on that the next 2 weeks, because that's your best setup, and it works against everybody except for the 3 state champions in your bracket. Well, you have to develop that on your own. You have to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and say, what are my opponents, these top guys, doing? You need to watch your matches and say, what are these top guys doing to stop me from hitting this on them? Is there something else I can do, right? Sure, you can take that to your coaches and we can help and say, here's 2 options. Pick one that works for you. But ultimately, a lot of even the refinement of your technique, you have to spend time on. And plus, when I watch you drill it, we drilled it 50 times today at practice. It looks good, but hitting it in live wrestling isn't necessarily working for you. These are things that you have to get back to the drawing board on sometimes, right? Get to practice early. Grab one of your live wrestling partners and say, I want to spend 20 minutes just in this one position. and I'll help you. You let me know the position you want to fix, and I'll spend time there with you. So much of your success is going to come down to, well, your last, the last sprint, right? The sprint to the finish line is going to come down to you doing the little things. We call it micro training, and those are only things that you can do. Your coach is a very small part of that. So keep that in mind. And if you're someone who is stuck right there, don't look at the coach. Look in the mirror. That's the you're stuck, and you always will be stuck until you get unstuck, until you put some individual effort in and quit saying, oh my God, where's the person responsible? Where's the person with the answer who can sprinkle pixie dust on me? No, there's no pixie dust. You got to figure out some of this stuff on your own. Your coaches are, and your workout partners and the opportunities that your parents give you can certainly help get you to the top with your effort. But that last little sprint, I'd say 95% of that's on you. So good luck. Hopefully this opens your eyes a little bit.